to go, Harry. It's called a driveway moment in the radio business, right? Like you're driving to work, you get there, you're like, oh, but they're in the middle of something I want to hear. You have a phone in your pocket. Everyone does. Go to the ESPN app, click more on the lower right-hand corner, scroll down to live radio, take us with you. We're in your ears wherever you go.
I use it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
You can listen to KJM on your smart speaker. Just say play ESPN radio. In fact, my Wi-Fi went out during the playoffs, baseball playoffs, and all my TVs are hooked up in my apartment to Wi-Fi. I live here in the city, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? Oh, my God, the Yankees playing, you know? Mm-hmm. And I heard my own voice in my head. Click more on the lower right-hand corner of the app, scroll down to live radio, and I listened to the game for a couple innings while it was.
Well, see, I'm telling all my friends and people that I know, because Fitz and Harry starts January 3rd.
Yep.
I'm telling all of them download the app so they can listen to it.
And what days and times is Fitz and Harry going to be, Harry Douglas?
January. We're going to start January 3rd, which is a Tuesday, but we're going to be every Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. So I'm excited.
Oh, you should be.
I'm excited about that.
This is Keyshawn J. Will and Max coming to you live from the Seaport, brought to you by Patron. Perfection starts with Patron. So, Harry, can Tyler Huntley keep the Ravens afloat, right? What you need from a backup quarterback, a good backup. He's not going to do it for the season, but he's got to tread water while the starter's out, right?
Yep.
So, Lamar Jackson's hurt. They say 3 to 4 weeks. We'll see. And by the way, right now they're in first place, the Ravens. Don't forget, they beat the Bengals head-to-head, and Lamar Jackson outplayed Joe Burrow down the stretch of that game. That's why the Ravens won. Can Huntley keep them afloat in Lamar's absence, do you think?
I think he's going to be able to, with the simple fact that when I look at the Ravens and their schedule right now, the games that they have left, now granted they have 3 of them that's in the division, and actually 4. They have 4 division games left over. They have the Steelers, they have the Browns, they have the Steelers again, then they have the Bengals, and then in between they have the Atlanta Falcons.
It's tough, actually. Those divisional games are tough.
Oh, I know. But when I look at Tyler Huntley, though, I look at last year, because this was the same situation he was in last year. And the team finished 1-3 under his helm.
You know what's weird, Harry? Because he looked good to me, but they didn't win a lot.
And that was the thing, because he actually played well to the fact that he started opening eyes, and people were like, okay, well, Lamar Jackson is out. It's okay because Tyler Huntley is going to hold things down. Now, granted, the only difference is that Lamar Jackson takes your team to another level. He's a superstar, not a star, not a guy. He's a superstar. Tyler Huntley right now, he's a quarterback. You know what I mean? So there's going to be little things here and there that you get from Lamar that you're not going to be able to get from him. But to say the least, he is a guy that can hold the ship afloat. Now, I do think this organization, when they were under Ozzie Newsome, right? When they were
GM,
making their little run or whatnot, he drafted Torrey Smith.
At the time, GM at the time.
Yep, he drafted Torrey Smith, brought in Anquan Bolden, had those weapons.
But they're Ravens-style receivers.
Raven type.
They're not Tyreek Hill. They're A.J. Brown. It's like, in other words, they're football player receivers, not just speed demons. I'm not saying Tyreek Hill is like a specialty. He's a great receiver, but I mean they'll block. They'll.
And I'm glad you said that, because during the draft last year, me, Dominique Foxworth, Jason Fitz, one of the things that we brought up in the draft is that when they started drafting players, he's such a Raven. He fits the mold. They draft guys that fit their mold.
Roquan Smith, no one wanted to pay him, right? Because he doesn't sack the quarterback a lot. All he does is tackle.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's a Baltimore
Ravens thing.
Middle linebacker, inside linebacker, lots of tackles, hard nose.
Yep.
That's the identity of the team.
Now, in saying that, I say that because of the simple fact that I do believe this organization, from a standpoint, has failed Lamar Jackson to get him the proper skill position players that he needs to succeed. Because you look around the National Football League, and we were just talking.
Andrews qualified because you talked a lot to me when I said, hey, everyone else, the wide receiver means so much, but Patrick Mahomes, who's his Tyreek Hill, doesn't miss a beat. And you say, because it's really about Travis Kelce. What about Lamar? He's got a hell of a tight end.
But he's not Travis Kelce. We just seen Travis Kelce one-on-one against Jalen Ramsey make him look stupid.
Okay.
Literally.
Okay, so Andrew's not good enough.
Well, he's good, but he's not going to, he don't have those fries that cross your eyes.
Right.
He don't have those.
All right.
shakes that'll make you quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. And by the way, Mahomes could use a receiver, actually. Could use a number one, yeah.
Definitely. But I do believe the Baltimore Ravens, and I thought A.J. Brown was the perfect guy that fits the mold
100%.
of that. And then we were also talking, DeAndre Hopkins is the perfect guy for a Ravens-type offense because you don't have to run crisp routes. You can just throw the football to him, and if it comes anywhere near him,
Michael Thomas,
he's going to snag it. Michael Thomas is another one. Big-body guy, physical, tough. Those are the type of guys that the Ravens need.
So we're talking about this, of course, because Lamar Jackson suffered a sprained PCL.
Which a lot of people are downplaying. It's really bothering me.
That was during Sunday's win over Denver. PCL injuries.
He'll be back.
So right, but PCL injuries, oftentimes it's 1 to 3 weeks. So why does it bother you that people are
just
downplaying
because of the way Lamar Jackson plays. And if I don't have a 90% Lamar Jackson, then I don't know. Am I risking that? Am I risking?
Let me say something about the Ravens. They were my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl. I realized other teams had better rosters front to back, but I like them to win the Super Bowl. And the reason I did is the previous season, I thought something happened to Lamar Jackson. I thought he turned a corner. He actually hit a new level, and that's saying a lot. He was, we do Jers Day on this just in, 2 p.m. Eastern, ESPN.
What kind of host?
Handsome host. He's not there for his hosting skills. That's eye candy, okay? But the point is that we do a Jers Day where we rep the player who most deserves it. We pick their jersey, yep. Right? And I remember 3 separate weeks. By week 10, I took Lamar 3 times. In other words, like he was the best player on the planet Earth.
Max.
Mahomes is the best player in the world,
offense.
but that doesn't mean he's going to be the best out of everyone 3 separate weeks. You know what I mean?
Correct.
He might be top 3 or 4 most of the time. And I thought to myself, as many injuries as they had, they were still winning games. They were in first place when finally Lamar got nicked up, and then he started to slow down. And I thought if they could just get a little healthier, they're going to win the whole thing. He's motivated without the contract, the whole thing. He's made some bad decisions in the fourth quarter. And they're hurt again a lot, and they don't have the receiver. But
because
I got to say this:
he has to be Superman.
I hear that, Harry.
Every game he goes out there.
But the point
because of what they're lacking.
The point I'm making is this: I haven't moved off them as my Super Bowl pick to win the whole thing. And the reason I haven't is this, and the reason I think they're a great sleeper pick is they have had a fourth quarter lead in every single game they've played this season. That tells me a lot. Oh, well, you have to play all 4 quarters. Yeah, Sherlock, no kidding. But not
all their losses.
In other words, you really do control your own destiny when you can get to the fourth quarter with a lead.
Yep.
So, yes, they have to clean some things up. Yes, that's true, but it's in there. When I see a team has a fourth quarter in every game, guys, we're heading into, week 14? And they've had a fourth quarter lead in every game? That tells me they can win the Super Bowl, Harry.
And I'll bring it up. The Dolphins game, they lost 42-38. Right? Should have won that game.
Yep.
They let them come back. You talk about the Buffalo Bills game. They was up in that one.
By the way, pre-Roquan Smith. That was pre-Roquan Smith.
Exactly. And then the New York Giants, they were up in that one. They lost 24-20. And then the most recent one to the Jacksonville Jaguars, they lost 28-27. So it's not even like they're losing these games by a ton of points either. They're actually losing them close. But I will tell you, part of the game is finishing. They have an issue finishing.
That's why the odds are not. That's why the odds are against it. I just still think Lamar's going to do it. All right, every day, but he's got to get back and get healthy. And by the way, Tyler Huntley's got to tread water now. Every day, we've been telling you that all you have to do to win $2,500 each hour was listen for the winning word and text it in. That's how simple it really was. It was the easiest contest ever. It's not a contest, just text in a winning word. That wasn't easy enough for some, apparently, Harry, because we picked winner for every hour's winning word. But of the 80 people we texted to give them $2,500 each, we gave away $200,000 over 20 shows.
Cash.
Not everyone claimed their prize, believe it or not.
Disappointing.
And with the holidays coming up, we thought it was crazy not to give that money away, right?
Very kind of you.
So, their loss is your gain. We've got more money to give away.